You're listening to Blue Line Banter with Tristan and Mackenzie.
Long time no see, which is a double entendre because, of course, we missed last week. Sad, but also, you can see us.
We have video.
And we can see you.
And those of you that either know me or Tristan, but don't know the other, now you're going to know what the other person looks like.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. Welcome back to Blue Line Banter. That's a lot of B's. Happy to be back.
Yes.
Been a bit of a weird morning for me, but yeah, I got a ticket. It sucks. Move on. NHL talk, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
The wild card race in both the West and the East is actually insane.
It is, and it's getting really tight, and also something that may come to fruition, but also might not. So St. Louis is in the wild card spot for the West right now, and they have a really easy schedule for the remaining games. I think it's like 8 home games and 4 away, something like that.
And even the teams, Vancouver, Blackhawks, Predators, Canadiens, Predators, Avalanche, Red Wings, Penguins, Avalanche, Jets. Like, there's a few. We're in there towards the end of April, but no, for the most part, fairly easy schedule there.
Yeah, and their last game is against Utah, who's also fighting for a wild card spot.
Oh,
so if it came down to the very last game of the season, it could be Utah and St. Louis battling it out, and that would be super cool and super fun to watch.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the wildcard West race in the West is just, it's super tight itself because you've got 4 teams battling out for the wildcard too. I don't see any of these teams catching the Wild. The Blues obviously holding 2. They're 6 points back with a game in hand, or one more game played. So I don't see any of these teams catching the Wild, and they're 81 points right now to make the wildcard 1 battle interesting. But wildcard 2, between the Blues at 75, Utah at 71, the Flames at 73, and the Canucks at 75. So Blues and Canucks are tied for the last wildcard spot right now, and the Flames and Utah are. That was a rough night for Utah last night.
Very rough.
The 4-point swing, not great for them. But
and also Vejmelka. I guess we don't really need to get into like the Oilers and Utah right now.
No, not right now.
But I'm just saying, Vejmelka being pulled after the first is kind of crazy.
Also, it wasn't his fault. I don't think they should have, but whatever. So, looking in the East, it's even fucking crazier race.
Yeah, it is.
Because right now, you have Florida Lightning, Toronto holding the Atlantic Division spots, and I don't see the Senators, Canadiens, Red Wings. None of them are catching Toronto at 83 points.
No, but Montreal does have the opportunity to sneak in.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think the wild card race between the Senators, the Canadiens, somewhat the Red Wings, and then the Rangers, the Islanders, and the Blue Jackets. Yeah.
And the Islanders are boring as hell to watch.
100%.
So I would, and like the Blue Jackets are so cool. Zach Werenski is so awesome, and he's having a Norris caliber season.
100%. He's my pick.
I think
this is, but he's my pick.
It's either him or Cale Makar.
Yeah.
And you know what? I won't be mad if it is Cale Makar because he is a true number 1 defenseman. There was a big debate online this last week. I don't know if you saw it, about what a true number 1 actually is. And Spit and Chicklets, they made a very good argument. Those are my boys. I love them.
Yeah.
And they were arguing that a true number 1 defenseman has to be able to play on the power play, the penalty kill, and then in all situations.
Yep. And
Cale Makar is that, and so is Zach Werenski.
Yep.
So
is Quinn Hughes, Roman Josi.
Yeah. Because Canes fans were saying that Jacob Slavin is a number 1 defenseman, and I was like, he's like really, really good defensively, but I can't say that he is the best offensive defenseman.
That's fair.
They were coming for Biz hard.
Who isn't coming for Biz hard most days? Like, let's be honest. Most people, you either love him or you hate him.
Yeah. But it would be really crazy. Who else is fighting for a spot in the wild card in the East right now? Detroit.
Detroit, Montreal, the Senators, the Rangers, the Islanders, the Blue Jackets are the 6 teams I would consider in that race.
The Ottawa's already in a wild card spot though.
Yeah, I guess they're sitting in wild card 1. But you know what I mean. Because, like, the Canadians are still only 4 points back. So, like, there is the potential, but after the loss, no, they won last night. So, I don't know. It could be interesting. But, yeah, for wild card 2, Canadians, Red Wings. I guess the Bruins are 69 points. Red Wings are 70. They're in it. It's crazy to say that the second last team in the Atlantic is in the wild card hunt at this point, but the East has just been so bad. Not bad, just tight, I guess.
Tight and streaky.
Streaky is a good way to put it.
Because there is these really good teams, like the Bruins, obviously, who are very good in past years, but they are so bad right now. They are so bad, and the Bruins, I have a special place in my heart for them. Yep. I feel like if you have a second favorite team, it's in a different conference and not a rival, it's okay to have.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could argue that the Bruins are a rival of Edmonton.
I'm not arguing that you like the Bruins. I'm scared of the fact that your criteria for a second favorite team right now.
What? In a different conference and not a rival?
Yeah, that's totally fine. But I'm kind of... I told you, I'm kind of with the Sharks right now.
Well, yeah, okay. Who isn't with the Sharks right now?
I know, but, like, I genuinely kind of want to cheer for them coming up.
I mean,
that bromance is so good.
And Tyler Toffoli, oh my God.
He is the ultimate dad.
I watch all of their social media, like all of the content that they put out. Yep. I watch it because it's just wholesome. It makes me feel happy inside.
Listen, they got little ATVs on the ice and they're crashing them and they're having a grand old time. Yeah. The way I described it, especially like recently with the Oilers' struggles before this 3-game winning streak, is like you go and watch like the Sharks do things is equivalent of like you had a bad day at the office, so you go to like the like dog adoption center and you play with some puppies.
Yeah.
Like you go de-stress and watch these guys fool around and just feel soft and nice again.
And then when the Oilers are losing, you go and sit in your basement in the dark and don't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
That is like 2 very different ends of the spectrum. But really, really quickly with the Bruins. Mm-hmm. So right after the trade deadline, they played Tampa.
Yep.
Shut them out. It was all depth scoring because obviously they have no stars left except Pasternak.
Yep.
All depth scoring. And Swayman played lights out. He was so good. I watched that game. And then this last Saturday, guess how many shots they were held to by Tampa?
16.
12.
My bad.
Through 60 minutes. Like, what? And they were at home. The game that they played Tampa and shut them out, they were in Tampa, and then they came home. I don't know what the hell happened. I didn't actually watch the game, but I was like following it on the score.
Yep.
And that's what happened. And they got booed off the ice.
Again, which you were telling me about that. I think that's dumb. It's not the players' fault Sweeney decided to sell the entire team. Like right now, they're pretty bare bones. Like you got Pasternak, you got McAvoy, you've got Swayman. Great building blocks. But you've also, what's the supporting cast? You got Lindholm, who's just not been himself since 2022. And maybe that was an outlier year, and this is what he is. Who knows?
And Zadorov.
I wouldn't call Zadorov support. Come on.
We have to put our personal feelings aside.
Hey, no. He was a plug in every playoff series he's ever played in.
Yeah.
All he did was take penalties.
That's true. Okay.
As my professional, non-biased opinion, he's a plug.
Okay, that's fair. And you know what? Like, Pasternak, he's going to have to step up in more ways. So is Swayman, and so is McAvoy. Like, McAvoy is going to have to make a huge jump. But I wouldn't be surprised if there is Fire Sweeney chance. And also, like, there's no way this guy has a job come the summer, right? Like, they can't keep him.
They love him, though.
But he literally said, if I did my job right, we would be buying, not selling. And they were the biggest sellers in the trade deadline.
Yeah, that's fair. You're peaking, by the way. So maybe
sorry.
If you're going to yell, just like back off half an
inch. Okay, that's so fair. I also sound kind of shitty still, so
it's okay. Sorry, guys. You have a voice, which is better than last week.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I get it, and like they could fire him. I think the management likes Sweeney for some reason. I don't know.
Literally why?
Because the old boys club in Boston.
Everybody can see me roll my eyes at that because
I know, right?
literally
You guys
kill
can
the
see her
old
do it
boy.
now.
Kill the old boys club. Literally, fuck the old boys club. The NHL is changing. The world is changing. Adapt or die. Adapt or die. Like,
Yeah, 100%. And I'm not.
and the Bruins are gonna miss out on playoffs because of that.
That's
We might
true.
be getting kicked out of the studio. The Thirds.
But Albright knows we're in here recording.
Okay,
He can't stop
okay.
us.
Sorry, guys.
It's all
But
good.
literally, adapt or die. Miss the
Misinformation
playoffs.
with Mac. We're not getting kicked out of the studio. Yeah, adapt or die, the 100%. And like it is about time for the Bruins to maybe not be so good for a while. Maybe restock their cupboards because they're pretty bare. Maybe fight for wild card spots, but they're not going to be a dominant threat in the Atlantic, I think, for a while. Just because like they don't have anything coming in unless they go try and do a Nashville and like sign Mitch Marner. Which how fucking fantastic would that be now that I think about it?
Hold up.
We're holding up.
Hello.
Hello.
Do you guys need in here?
Are you guys starting or have you started?
We're like 15 minutes in ish.
Okay, I'll see if there's the one on the end's open.
Okay.
Sorry about that. You guys are going to
Sorry.
get that. You're going to get that with these podcasts. It's one take.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
was, shout out Dave Albright, not finding
That's
ways
our
to not
boy.
kick us out of our podcast.
Yeah.
The third semesters apparently need these rooms, but we need these rooms.
As well. So, okay. Sorry. What were you saying?
The Bruins need to be
Oh,
mid for a while. And
Mitch Marner.
Oh, yeah, Mitch Marner. How great would it be if he signed in Boston?
Because also, Toronto told him that they are going to let him test the free agency market before they sign him. So I know, like, odds are he probably does end up signing in Toronto.
Yeah, likely.
Very likely. But it would be crazy.
It'd be so good.
It would be crazy if he went to Boston. And, like, they need more centers than wingers.
Yep.
Or is Marner a center?
I think he can do both.
Yeah. So,
Well, he plays
him and
defense from
Pasternak.
time to time, so
yeah. And, like, Toronto hasn't been crazy good coming out of the trade deadline either.
no. I remember. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that the Panthers and the Leafs were duking it out for. I mean, they still are. It's only 2 points that separates them. But the fact that Tampa, honestly, I was not ready for the Tampa resurgence either this year. Them to be second in the Atlantic, I was ready for them to be a wild card team, maybe even miss. What was I thinking?
Yeah, they're like how Washington has done it, how they've just retooled and, like, signed the right guys,
Yeah.
brought the right guys in, and the right guys have also stepped up.
The thing with the difference is Capitals did it through their drafting.
Yeah.
And like got a bunch of young guys and kept the right guys of the core around. And like, a couple of years ago they brought in Strome and look at the fit he's having and whatever. Tampa is done it through signing. I mean, a little bit, I guess, but mostly signing.
Mostly
Like
signing.
bringing in Gensel after he walked from Carolina. It looks so smart right now.
Oh, so smart. And then, oh my God, what is his name? I'm literally blanking on it. I've listened to a bunch of interviews with him. He won a cup with Tampa, then they traded him to Nashville, and then they just brought him back this last year or the season before. Oh my God, what is his name? It's going to bother me.
I'll get it. You keep talking. I'll find it.
But he has come back in. He's a defenseman, like, eats pucks like nobody's business, and he's so good. Oh my God.
I'm getting there. I'm sorry. I'm slow.
No, it's okay. He was on 32 Thoughts, and I listened to an interview with him, and he was really good. He's Canadian, and I just really liked him.
McDonough?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
I knew it was a Mick.
Well, yeah, no, Ryan McDonough. Yeah, that's right. They did send him to Nashville, and then they brought him back.
Yeah.
And then they sent, Sergachev out to Utah to make the money work. And honestly, I don't entirely agree with that decision-making still, but
Yeah.
Sergachev is so good. Watching him last night, no one looked good on Utah, but he looked better than most.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm starting to mumble again when I'm talking. Another thing I wanted to bring up to you. Gabe Landeskog's return?
I was literally just about to say that. Oh my God. I would die. I would die dead if he was back.
I know, 100%. My fantasy team would love it because I drafted him at the beginning of the year on the IR, and my team's not been good this year. But if he came back for the last little bit, I might have a chance still. That's a lie. I've kind of given up on fantasy this year.
I don't think they can make the money work until postseason. But could you imagine, like, game 1 of the playoffs, round 1, and it's Dallas versus Colorado, because it's kind of looking like that could happen. And it's Nate Dogg and Cale Makar against their boy Mikko Rantanen and the Stars, and then all of a sudden it's like Gabe Landeskog comes out, and it's that WWE, like
The Undertaker.
Yes, The Undertaker, and it's like, ta-da! And then Gabe Landeskog comes out, like,
What an
oh my
impression.
God, I would die dead, and I want it to happen so badly.
Is Landeskog a center? What did he play? Was he a winger? I feel like maybe we should have known this, but
Give me a second.
because I'm not gonna lie, I got their lineup here, and oh my God, if he comes back, we might have.
Says that he's a winger.
Okay, cool. If he comes back, we're gonna have the Western Conference Final between the Oilers and the Avalanche is going to be electric.
Oh my God. Like,
Okay, because if he comes back, and I'm just going to shift everyone down the left side.
we
down.
have more thirds coming.
We're back, maybe.
We are back.
How'd that transition look? Was it good? Was it clean? I guess we'll find out because I haven't done it yet.
And you know what? Nobody can criticize us because we are still learning. We are in school. This is only our second semester, and we've only been doing this for 6 months.
Yep, and also it's really not our fault that the thirds pulled rank and we're like, get out.
Yeah, that it doesn't help when there's limited studios and everybody wants them.
But it's okay. We're back. We're back for you guys because we want to make sure we get you guys the content you are here for. I believe where we left off, we were talking about the potential return of one Gabriel Landeskog.
And how we both would die dead.
Die dead. It would
Dead if he came back.
I was about to go through the lines, and I want to do that.
Yeah. Let's do it.
The top line would end up then being Landeskog, McKinnon, Natchez. That is disgusting.
That is nasty.
I feel like they might keep Drouin on the second line and go Drouin, Brock Nelson, Valerie Nichushkin, because he's back, by the way.
Yeah, he was back right after the trade deadline as well.
Yep. So that would mean Arturi Lehkonen, Charlie Coyle, Ross Colton on the third line.
Not terrible.
Nope. Fourth line, I imagine Vivi Ronta stays with Jack Drury and Logan O'Connor.
Okay. My bias is going to play into this. A fellow Camrosian, Parker Kelly, he plays for the Avs now. We actually were in the same graduating class. And
neat.
we're not friends, but like acquaintances because Camrose is small and you know everybody. And we ran in similar circles. And honestly, I feel like he is going to stay in that fourth line center spot.
Maybe. I don't know. He's also not a center. He's a left wing.
He's been playing center.
Jack Drury's a center.
He's been playing center.
Since Jack Drury got there?
Yes.
Well, what do I know? I don't watch Avs hockey.
Sorry, I literally don't need to go on this tangent right now, but I watched the game against...
The Stars?
No. Flames.
Ah.
And they were at home. And he scored 2 goals.
Right.
And they were beautiful. They were so good. And they were in Calgary. So I really hope that his family was able to get there to watch him. They normally go to either Edmonton or Calgary. Obviously, Edmonton's closer to Camrose. And one thing, Elliot Friedman was actually talking about him on 32 Thoughts. And I was like, that's crazy. I never thought that somebody I know would be talked about on 32 Thoughts.
Yeah, that's fair.
But he talked about how much it's evident that this team loves and cares for him and really sees him as a valuable piece. So I think that he is going to be staying in the lineup for the foreseeable future because he is an absolute grinder. He eats pucks like nobody's business and is a really big role player. He knows his role and he does it. So that's just my little tangent about Parker Kelly. I think he's awesome. Super nice guy. Also, one more thing. He always plays lots against the Oilers. And I think that's because, like, they know he can, like, adapt to, like, how to play defensively against the Oilers, aside from that one game where he was on the ice for almost every goal. But that is my 2 cents about Parker Kelly. I think he's a really great player on the Avs. I think he fits in really well there. And he was also in Ottawa for a really long time. So for him to go from Ottawa not having like a whole lot of like playoff hope, or I guess they have a lot of playoff hope there, but going to the Avs and being along like Nate McKinnon and Cale Makar, like, and Gabe Landeskog, yeah, that's my 2 cents about Parker Kelly. Like, that's it.
Right. Yeah, that's
Okay, also really quickly.
Oh Lord.
Okay, I'm so sorry. When the Sens got blown out by the Oilers during that 16-game win streak last season,
Sure.
we went to the game against. It was Zach Hyman got a hat trick against the Sens. It was at home, and me and Dylan went, and they won. Edmonton won like 5-1 or something. Like, it was complete blowout. But the only Senator that scored a goal that night was Parker Kelly. So,
Cool.
anyways, yeah.
I don't think I've ever known so much about a fourth line player on a
Honestly,
rival team.
have I ever? No, but because he's from my hometown, I'm like, I gotta follow. You gotta support.
Sure, fair. On to the defense after that.
That was the biggest. Oh, I'm so peeking. Sorry. That was the biggest tangent I think I've ever gone on.
That was something. That was magical, honestly.
That's a hill I'll die on. Honestly,
I'm not even
I'll
gonna
die
argue
on that hill.
That's fine. It's if there was some hockey player from small town Millet, Alberta, I think I know everything about them aside their
Exactly.
social insurance number.
Exactly.
So defense, obviously, Devon Taves, Lindgren, Taves Makar, Lindgren, Malinsky, and then Gerard, and he's back, Eric Johnson.
I love that Eric Johnson's back. Did you see what he said when they traded him? He said, I will clean the ice in between missions,
yes, I
intermissions.
did see that one, yes.
And I think he said, like, I'll drive the Zamboni. I'll do whatever they want. I'll play right wing, too.
Yeah.
So I love that he's back.
100%. I mean, I wonder how much of this was, like, obviously, like, Landeskog being in communication with the team, being like, I think I'm feeling good. And they're like, all right. But he's like, I'm not entirely sure. You know, I don't know if I want to come back for, like, 2 rounds of the playoffs. So, you know, they go out and they load up. They get Natchez. They get Nelson. They get Coyle. They bring back Johnson. And they're like, how's your knee feeling now? Suddenly, he's
Wink,
like, you know
wink,
what?
nudge, nudge.
You know what? My knee's feeling pretty okay. Obviously, he's been a long recovery, but it's just everything's lining up a little too perfectly, especially with the release of his documentary. And
Have you seen any of it?
no, I just know that there's the clean sheet, whatever, his road to recovery stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it seems cool.
Well, he was actually just on Spit and Chicklets last week. And he said, he was like, when I went into it, I did not think I wasn't going to play for 2 years. Like, I thought it was going to be a quick thing. Like, I like rehabbed it as well as I could before playoffs. And then playoffs happened and I just played as much as I could. He said he didn't practice once. He just would play games.
Yep.
And he said a lot, like, he's actually not around the team as much as he'd like. He said he was for a bit, like, he is and isn't.
Mm-hmm.
The way, like, his rehabbing works, and when he's, like, coming in and they're leaving and stuff, he's, like, it kind of, like, overlaps a little bit, but I don't get to spend a ton of time with them. And he said it was really hard for him to be around the team as well when he was going through all of that, which is totally understandable.
Yeah, for sure.
But also, it would probably have to be in the playoffs when he comes back, because
I don't know. Have you not seen the quote floating around of Landeskog talking to the equipment guy?
no.
Oh, there's a quote going around where it's from one of his teammates. It's like Landeskog threw this at the equipment guy and said, I'm going to need this gear for when I play on Wednesday, a.k.a. today. Obviously, I think he's being a little dramatic, and it won't be today, but he sounds confident that he is going to be on the ice sooner rather than later.
Okay, that's insane because I am looking on Puckpedia right now how much cap room they have.
Yeah.
They have $800,000.
Yeah, what's his contract?
I think it's 8.9.
Yeah, so listen, hear me out. The league loves Colorado, and they'll find a way.
I guess.
No, I mean, you're most likely right. He won't be back to the playoffs, realistically,
Okay.
unless a major injury comes down to one of their other big contract players. But
Sorry, he's $7 million.
oh,
but
well,
still,
suddenly that's so much better.
that's so much easier. That's so much.
Oh my God,
easier.
that's basically Kadri. What do you can get rid of? It's fine.
Yeah. So I don't know. They are kind of in cap hell, but
Well, absolutely, but also it's your captain.
yeah.
So you find a way, and if he's ready to go for the playoffs, the Avs are terrifying. If he's, I mean, we all say this like he's gonna be back at 100%. He might not be,
No.
but even so, just like the mental boost to the team of having Landeskog back
and like
would be scary.
yeah, and the because McKinnon is obviously super intense and like will be crazy.
Yeah.
And then Landeskog is the chill one. He's the one that will help people out and like kind of chill Nate out. So I think having that will be like a huge boost for them. But I also think like Nate has probably chilled out like at least a little bit.
Yeah, bro's gone to McDonald's once or twice in the last year.
He's had to. Yeah. Okay. Should we? Okay. But also, literally just give me Dallas and Colorado in round one. Like, I want it so bad.
Honestly, like, yeah, I need the Central to beat the shit out of each other. Jets Wild round one, just beat the hell out of each other. Actually, it would be Jets, whoever's coming out of the Pacific, I guess.
Okay. But hear me out. Say St. Louis ends up seeing Winnipeg in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does it not feel a little bit like 2018 St. Louis right now?
Not
I was
at all.
also listening to Spit and Chicklets a little bit. Okay, obviously they've been like super streaky, but they had a coaching change.
I completely disagree with this. But continue.
Okay, well let
no,
me finish.
please continue.
Let me finish.
But I just
might
want
be
you
able
to know.
to change your mind.
I doubt it.
Like, okay, I need to finish my thought.
Go
Okay,
for it.
so they have the coaching change and Jim Montgomery, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he comes in. He's a great coach, and I think he's done a really good job with turning like the tides of this team. And then obviously they haven't been able to win like more than 2 or 3 games in a row. But then the Four Nations break happens, and Jordan Binnington goes on an insane tear, and he plays so well, and he's feeling confident. And then you have, did anyone else from the Blues play aside from Parayko? Because Parayko is hurt, so he is not even a factor. And they're playing really well. They're 8-2 right now. Binnington's feeling good. I would I'm a Jets hater, low-key. Like, I don't hate them. Hate them.
It was 2018-19 they won.
Yeah.
Uh,
And they barely made the playoffs that year.
Jake Allen, not there. Ivan Barbashev, not there. Jordan Bennington, there. Sammy Blaze, gone. Robert Bertuzzo, gone. Jay Bouwmeester, gone. Tyler Bozak, gone. Chris Butler, gone. Michael Del Zotto, gone. Vince Dunn, gone. Joel Edmondson, gone. Robbie Fabry, gone.
Is Vince Dunn really going to make that big of a difference?
I'm just listing every player that was on the 2018-19
Okay,
team.
fair. Sorry.
That's a name I'm not even going to try from Czech. Not there. Chad Johnson, not there. Jordan Kyrou. He was 20 at the time.
Yeah, him and Jake Wallman were in the Blues organization together at the same time and played on the AHL team together and lived together.
But okay, but even just like looking at the big names, Bouwmeester, gone. Our Barbashev, I don't know how much impact he had, but he was young at the time. O'Reilly, gone. Perron, gone. Petrangelo, gone. Braden Shen, okay, he's still there.
Yeah.
Jordan and Jaden Schmaltz and Schwartz, sorry, can't read, gone. It's just
I don't know.
Tarasenko, gone. Robert Thomas is there, but he was 19.
Yeah, but they also now have Holloway, Broberg. Jordan Kyrou is still there.
I I don't know. You're
Shen.
just trying to convince me that it's visions of the. It's not. I don't have visions of that team.
Either that or
That team was almost dead last in the league, and found a way to make the playoffs. This team
Exactly.
has just been hot and cold all year.
I guess I'm just
and
saying.
The coaching change hasn't really changed that.
Anyways, what I was trying is like, what if? Because deep down, deep in my soul, I'm a Jets hater. Mainly because my stepdad is a Jets fan and he always thinks that they're better. And then there's a first round exit and I'm like, see, told you. So what I would like to see is I would like to see St. Louis and Winnipeg meet. Hellebuck Hellebuck, like you're cool, but you were beaten by Bennington once already. So I would kind of like to see that again. Is that hater-ish of me?
But why the Blues specifically?
I don't know. Why not?
Because the Wild have a way better chance of beating them.
Yeah, but I feel like if we were to meet them.
Yeah, but we're
somewhere-
not, because the Wild fall to the winner of Dallas, Colorado.
I would rather play the Blues over the Wild.
I play with one of them stealing with $14 million in dead cap all year and don't have the players to fill that in the playoffs.
But also, Minnesota's like on a big slide right now.
I'd rather play Mini, but there's no way they make it that far.
Okay, we are like getting ahead of ourselves, but I'm just saying I would like to see
Yeah,
the
for
Blues play the Jets, and then I would
want
like to see
Holloway
another.
and Broberg to sit out for this playoff and just watch.
I would like them to lose in either in the first or second round.
I just want them to watch.
That's fair.
I want them to watch
Yeah.
Connor go on tears and be like, man, I could have been his winger.
Yep.
If only I'd, taken that first deal.
Yep.
Broberg could see Jake Wallman score a big goal. Be like, man, that could have been my spot next to Nursey.
Yep.
But nope, we're sitting here in
You also present
rainy
that-
St. Louis.
Yeah, that's also a very good point because I also want them to suffer. So
Like, don't get us wrong. We love them, and we want nothing but the best for them. But also, we want them to suffer a little bit.
yeah,
Okay, I want them to suffer a little bit. I still love them. I still hold respect for them as players, but I want them to suffer just a little bit. And I know it's mostly on management's fault for signing Skinner
fumbling
and Arvidsson.
the bag.
But also, like, you guys are RFAs. You guys could have signed those deals. So,
Also, I'm just going to
Oh,
say it right now.
okay.
You literally
Oh my
didn't
God.
prove yourself yet, so you don't have a leg to stand on. Sorry.
I'd,
But literally,
just
like,
push the mic away a little bit.
literally, you don't have a leg to stand on, and asking for $6 million when you didn't even play a full season in the NHL is actually crazy.
Neither of them are asking for $6 million.
Whatever.
Broberg, whose max is like 4.
Whatever.
I'm just saying. Is it time to move away from the NHL? Maybe,
Yeah,
Going-
yeah.
okay.
Because I'm going to just continue to go on about that.
All right, we're going to move into our only segment on the show. It's time to head into the intermission, and I didn't fumble it on the first try.
Into the intermission.
The sound of the buzzer means it's time for the intermission.
Okay, so the Ooks are both done. Basically, all Ook sports are, aside from track and field. But am I really going to go do a deep dive into the Ooks track and field team? No.
Oh, come on, why not? I want to know who's good at shot put.
Anyways,
Damn.
what I thought we could do is we could do a little, like, not a deep dive, but like
Surface level.
dip our toes in to the PWHL. So I haven't been watching a ton, but I like follow all of the accounts and stuff. So I see stuff happening all the time.
Yeah,
So-
like it was a couple weeks ago. There was that first fight. That was insane.
Yes, that was sick. So also let the women wear visors and not cages.
Yeah, for real. I don't know why we're worried about needing them wear
Yeah.
cages. It makes no sense.
Doesn't make sense
We all
to
wear
me.
cages, or we all like what? Why?
Okay, so Tristan, I'm just going to have you like blind rank them.
Blind
Okay.
rank what's the teams?
The teams.
Okay.
You,
What's my
you,
ranking scale
You know
here?
nothing.
What's my ranking scale here? Is it like
1, 2, 5.
Oh,
I
just like
believe.
is this in terms of my favorite or where they're sitting in
Or
the
six.
standings?
6. Sorry, it's 6.
Okay.
Yeah, like where you think they are, because they have 20 games left.
Okay.
So just like power rankings.
Okay. I got to keep track of where I put what numbers I've used.
Okay. All right. So let's Toronto.
We're going to put them at 3.
Okay. And then Ottawa.
5.
Okay. New York.
It's the Sirens.
Yeah.
6.
Okay. Boston.
4.
Okay. Minnesota.
1. No, 2.
2.
Yeah, we're putting the Frost at 2.
And Montreal.
Clearly 1.
Okay. So read me your list again.
I think I had the Victory at 1.
Okay.
We put the Frost at 2. 3 we had the Scepters. 4 was the Fleet. 5 was the Charge. 6 was the Sirens.
Okay. You were actually super close
Nice.
because the Athletic did power rankings.
Ooh.
And I trust the Athletic a lot.
Yeah.
I really like their writers. So they had Montreal as 1. And then number 2 was Boston.
Oh. I had them much lower.
Yeah, fair. 3 was Toronto. So you got that one.
Nice.
4 was Minnesota.
Damn, Minnie. I thought you were the champ, defending champs. You're
And then
purple.
5 was Ottawa. And 6 was New York.
So I had those flipped.
Yeah.
You know what? Not too shabby.
Honestly, pretty good. Very good.
I will take it.
Yeah. So Montreal, obviously, they have actually stuck to a previous rank of 1. So
Yeah, I've heard that the Victoria are doing very well. this
very
year.
well. And honestly, I think they might be my team. I really like the Victoria. I like
It's
that.
very fun to say.
It is
They
very
have
fun to
They have a
say.
sick logo.
Yeah.
Like
Their
the,
logo
the
is
phoenixy, falcony, whatever that's supposed
and
to
their
be.
jerseys, so nice.
So good.
So nice. So Marie-Philippe Poulin, she is their captain clutch.
Team Canada legend.
Yes. And she has the league high goals of 14, which is obviously because there isn't as much offense in the PWHL yet, and they're
Yeah.
trying to get it going with like the jailbreak rule and stuff.
No, for sure. I
Yeah.
had a joke, but it's bad taste. We're going to keep going.
Yeah. So the writers of this, they did say the team is developing an over-reliance on her production at the top of the lineup. And I was like, you know who that sounds like? My boy Leon Draisaitl on the Oilers, but what do I know? Nothing.
Yeah. Oh, man, his back must be having a great day
Oh, for
today
sure.
with that load taken off last night.
So the Victory also have the best odds at 55% of winning the Walter Cup. So
Wow, I've never seen anyone have
Yeah.
55% odds in a professional sporting environment to win at the trophy.
but also
There's only 6
there's
teams.
only 6 teams.
In a tier
And
2.
spoiler alert, a few of them are not very good. So yeah.
They got to build up their talent pool a bit, but
Yeah.
that'll come.
And Poulin has only been held off the score sheet 3 times, and her team has lost 2 of those games. And they also have a combined 6 players who have 1 point in their last 8 outings. So
Yeah,
not great.
I'm getting 2017, 18, 2018, 19 Oilers vibes where McDavid's out there dashing and flashing.
Yeah.
Him and Leon connect, and then you're looking at like Jujar,
Yeah.
Cassian, and everyone else. You're like, you guys want to do something other than skate?
Yeah. But I think they really need to get this whole depth thing figured out, because last year they did have a first round loss to Boston. And if you can't get your offense going like basically like right before playoffs start, you're kind of screwed.
100%.
Okay. And then number 2, Boston. So their previous rank was 5.
Ooh, good week or something then? Or?
Well, their previous record was 3-3-2-5, and they went 8-5-4-6.
Right, they have the 3-2-1-0 point system.
Yes.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, I love that point system.
It's very interesting, and I think I would like it in the NHL almost because I
Yeah.
just hate the loser point.
The loser point is so dumb. Literally,
Gary
don't even get me
Bettman loser
started.
point is the only reason like the LA Kings are even close to the Oilers.
Literally.
They have 5 loser points
Anyways,
or 5 more loser points.
Okay, we need to stay on track.
Do we?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, says that the last time they did power rankings, which was the beginning of February, the Fleet were one of the most baffling teams in the PWHL with elite talent and depth, but only a modest record. And now they're starting to put things together.
Yeah.
So, since the international break, Boston's only lost 1 game in regulation. So,
Damn.
that's pretty impressive. And they've outscored opponents 34-19.
Ooh. Damn. That's
Yeah.
a good margin.
Yeah. Their goalie, Erin Frankel, has a .935 save percentage in her last 9 starts. That's also impressive. Hillary Knight has had 7 goals and 13 points in her last 10 games.
Right. That's where Knight went.
Yeah. Yeah, and they just had their trade deadline. I've seen posts of like players with their old team's gear practicing, and I'm like, oh shit, that looks weird. But it's maybe because we just don't see it quite as much in the NHL. Like they switch over the gear like super fast.
Yeah.
Whereas the PWHL, it's a little bit slower.
Well, again, they're building up their league. They're building everything up. It'll come with time.
Yeah. So also Toronto, their previous record was 4, or rank was 4, and now they're moved up to 3. So they had a really slow start to the season. I don't know if you heard about this.
I had heard something about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So Kristen Campbell, their goalie, she really struggled at the start of the season. She had an .887 save percentage.
Something about the name Campbell and 800 save percentages.
Yeah. Through her first 9 starts. And now she has a .943 and has only lost 1 game in her last 6 starts.
Okay, well, can we have that Campbell?
Yeah, right? So Toronto also gives up the fewest shots in the league, which I didn't know.
That's crazy. That's Sarah Nurse's team, though.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Right,
But
because they came to Edmonton. I knew that.
yeah. But Sarah Nurse is on LTIR right now, and she didn't play when they came to Edmonton.
I did know that.
Yeah. But Natalie Spooner's back. And
Ooh,
I
Spooner.
love Natalie Spooner.
We love Spooner.
We really love her.
Team Canada legend.
Yeah, big time. So I think if Spooner can keep up her production,
Yep.
Nurse comes back and she is her offensive game is gelling. I think Toronto could be very dangerous, especially
Could be.
if Campbell keeps up what she's doing as well.
I really would like to like that team. I love Sarah Nurse. I love Spooner.
Yeah.
But something about A, Toronto,
Yeah.
and B, those jerseys.
You don't like them?
No, that
Oh.
blue and yellow do not work together for me.
I like them.
I bet you would,
yeah.
Taylor Swift fan. They look exactly like her one thing.
And
That's all. That's my
Yeah.
only defense.
yeah.
Actually, that was more of an offense. That's my only offense.
Well, I really like Kristen Campbell, sorry.
Yep.
The Scepter's TikTok is immaculate. It's so good. And I love Natalie Spooner. I love Sarah Nurse. So, like, Toronto is also a team I would like, but I have a hard time, like, cheering for a team that is in Toronto.
And
Unless
unless there's
it's-
no other, like the Blue Jays, the Raptors, we have no choice. So you
Yeah.
go for it. But like
Exactly.
the like the Leafs, no thanks.
Literally, I would rather die. Okay, Minnesota. So they had high expectations for Walter Cup, and they have done well, but they've had a few injuries and a big flu that went through, and they've struggled with consistency, and they had an 8-2 loss to Ottawa.
Damn.
Yeah.
8-2 in a league that doesn't score?
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes me 8-2 in my stomach. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I think they're having a really hard time finding consistency. And one line out of this says, it's worth asking who this team really is. Are they really the elite team from the first half of the season who reminded the PWHL they won the first Walter Cup? Or is this a team that could fade from the playoff picture after taking their foot off the gas over the last month plus of action?
Damn.
Burn.
Damn.
That is
They going straight for the kill.
big time. Big time.
Straight for the kill. That's
Also, last year's Rookie of the Year, Grace Zemwinkle, went on a 12-game scoreless streak. And, yeah, they have some elite players that are not performing.
damn, that sucks.
Okay, this is kind of taking longer than I would have liked. So I'm just going to go to the very bottom
Okay.
with New York.
All right.
Because they are struggling
Sorry,
hard.
Boston. Oh, we did
Or-
Boston.
Ottawa.
Ottawa. That's
but-
what I meant. Yeah. See, they're so irrelevant, I forgot about them.
Yeah. Okay. So New York. Again, they kind of go for the jugular in this. They say, so they are currently 5, 4, 4, and 10.
Damn.
So they started the season really strong with
Yeah.
4, 3, 2, and 5. And their previous rank was 3. And they really go for the jugular here when they say the bar is pretty low for the Sirens after a 9-game losing streak.
Ouch.
No other team in PWHL history has lost 7 straight games, but New York has now done it twice over the last 2 seasons.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So that's rough.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was murder.
Yeah.
That was murder.
And they finally got back in the win column with a 3-2 win over the Victory last week. But I don't know. It's very rough. And I think the Sirens playoff odds currently sit at 3% after struggling the last 2
How
months.
does the playoffs work with 6 teams? Is it just 4 teams?
Yeah,
2 and 2 and the winners face off?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. So apparently there is a legit opportunity for the Sirens to climb up to 5th place with 2 of their 3 games against Ottawa.
That's fair.
But after a 9-game losing streak, I think it's going to take more than just 2 wins.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Also, there was some good comments that I wanted to read you as well. Someone commented, I really appreciate the level of information analysis and hockey content in these power rankings. If only the rankings boys took the same level of pride in their weekly NHL roundup. Hard to understand how they could read something like this and feel good about picking one Kenny G song that represents each team's season or whatever. Another one right in the jugular.
Damn.
Women in male fields. Am I right? This is 2
Yes.
girls that wrote this,
No,
and it was really well
100%.
done.
I'm not arguing that. I just love when you say that line because you say it all the time.
I do, because I'm a woman in a male field. What does this say?
Welcome back, maybe. Guys, there's going to be technical difficulties as we try and figure this out. The camera just stopped recording for some reason. We didn't ask it to. It just did.
We're
I think it was
doing the
telling us
best.
that it's time to move on to the Oilers talk.
Okay, just one really quick one.
Oh, she's got one more thing.
Okay, and then one more. This girl said, must be crazy for players like Maloney and Gardner to be playing alongside the GOATs of the sport and making such a positive difference in their seasons. Victor A. Fleet, game tonight should be a good one. And I agree.
100%.
Anyways, back to the Oilers,
Well, starting to the Oilers.
or starting the Oilers.
Doesn't
yes.
matter. It's Oilers talk time. Oilers won 3 in a row. Woo!
Is it, okay, I'm not willing to say that we're back
I
yet
am. We're so fucking back. All gas, no sass. Let's go.
until we win like 5.
What?
5, that's my number.
You want
5.
a 5-game winning streak before you can say we're back.
Yep.
You know how many little 5-game winning streaks happen in an NHL season?
Okay, fine, 4.
Okay, so you want to beat the Jets.
Yes.
That's fine. We can beat the Jets, but we're so fucking back.
Okay, you know who is so fucking back? Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is so fucking back.
So fucking back.
He is so back.
Nuge the GOAT.
Oh my God, those are 2 massive games for him. Like,
Absolutely.
massive.
So yeah, we'll start with the win against the Islanders. 1-1 in overtime. Boring game.
Very boring. You know who didn't make it boring?
Leandro Draisaitl?
Leon Draisaitl and Calvin Pickard.
Oh my God, Calvin Pickard. What was that?
That was insane.
What- 'kay.
Him coming out like that.
Yeah, he sees Arvidsson fucks up behind his net, gets pinned, takes a look, is like, well, that guy's not an issue, and there's no other Islander. I'll dig it out of the scrum. Digs it out of the scrum, and then
Insane.
sets up the winning goal that passed to McDavid up Draisaitl. He goes down. Of course, it's Draisaitl who buries it. The only Oiler who could score at the time.
Yep.
Calvin Pickard, Mike Smith. Hello. What was
I
that?
don't know. I don't
Cal,
know.
Cal is him.
Honestly,
The way he's been playing lately, he is him.
he's done so well recently, and now we just need like Skinner to like continue to play like.
He did against the Rangers.
Yeah, he played very well.
Yeah.
Like I feel like when he plays like angry, he plays so well.
100%.
So he should just continue to do that. Dig deep, find that anchor in you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was the Rangers game 3-1, where it didn't look like it was going to be 3-1 for a while, but who was that? That was the who opened the scoring in that one? Was that the Perry goal?
Yes.
Yeah, it was the Corey Perry goal, and then Arvidsson takes the 2-1 lead. I'm going to be honest to you guys. I slept through most of this game. This was I was having just slept through most of it. I just like had it on, fell asleep. I saw the one goal, missed the second goal, saw the third goal.
Yeah. That Arvidsson goal was an absolute laser.
Absolutely.
It was gorgeous. Sorry, I just hit the mic. And then another McDavid goal. McDavid is just doing McDavid things right now.
He's feeling it.
That goal last night in the Utah game.
At the end of the period?
Yeah, with 3.3 seconds left. And he's like, you know what? I'm just going to split the D and go. Like, I don't care.
What a pass by Bouchard on that, though.
Seriously.
Little, like, tap between the legs to set him up for the pick. Also, we had 4 guys with 3 points last night.
Yes, we did.
Zach Hyman, certified dog. Connor McDavid, nuclear. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, the GOAT.
So back.
And to top it all off, he's back. The one and only Matthias Ekholm. My Viking, crown him.
Yep.
3 points, 1 goal, 2 assists. What a night for him after coming back from illness. Same illness you had, actually.
Yeah. So, like, I can't say that I like didn't give it to him.
Yeah,
but
she might have been the reason Ekholm
like we
missed 2
had
weeks.
the same sickness, so that's kind of crazy because I also didn't have a voice for 2 weeks, and he also didn't have a voice for 2 weeks.
See, my theory is I've never seen her and Ekholm in the same room together. She could just be Matthias Ekholm.
Who knows? Who knows?
Calvin Pickard with a .967 save percentage as well against last night's game.
Him going out and playing the puck, and then it getting like he kind of like
one hand flubbed it.
Yeah, and then just going back and making the save. That was insane.
Energy.
In the membrane.
It's main character energy. We're in the Cal Pick era.
We really are. And I have no issue with him playing a bunch.
No,
right now.
honestly,
he's feeling it.
Play equal starts right now.
Yeah.
And then you ride the hot hand in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't really care.
Me either. I trust both of them.
Me too. And if Pickard's your hot hand going into the playoffs, you ride him until he's not, and then you go to Stu.
Yeah.
And like it really doesn't matter. I trust both of these goalies. Like I hate the narrative around Pickard that he's not a good NHL goalie. He's not a good backup. He plays like a beer league goalie. Who cares? He stops pucks.
Who gives a fuck? As long as he's stopping the puck, who gives a fuck? Also, do you want to know something crazy?
I feel like you're going to tell me no matter what I say.
So Connor McDavid, guess how many goals he has?
Right now?
Yep.
Like 22.
26.
That was close.
Guess how many Zach Hyman has?
17.
24.
Oh, fuck. Sorry,
What kind of world are we living in that Connor McDavid and Zach Hyman almost have the same
Okay, now
goal
what are their
count?
point totals?
Okay, we don't need to get into that.
What do you mean we don't need to get into that?
We don't need to get into that.
Okay, we're going to live in the world where Hyman and McDavid are the same player.
I'm not saying they're the same player. I'm just saying it's crazy and Connor needs to shoot the puck more.
Yeah, well, I really liked the shot mentality last game.
Oh, it was so good. And it was just like quality shots. Like, and not giving up. That Arvidsson goal
Oh, beauty.
where he just didn't give up and then let it rip. That was, I was like, we've been missing this.
Podkolzin finally takes a shot and just snipes it.
Like, bro, why haven't you been doing this all year?
Yeah, it's crazy, but no, like, I mean, I'll give some credit. Utah looked terrible last night.
They did not.
They
look
looked
good.
disjointed, and a lot of people are trying to blame it. Oh, well, it was the end of a 3-game road trip. A 3-game road trip? That's the excuse?
That you went from Vancouver to Edmonton?
Yeah.
An hour flight?
Yeah.
45 minutes, actually?
Yeah, so like I don't really blame it. They just did not look good last night. Sucks for them because that was a 4-point swing for them, losing out on 2 points. Calgary picked up 2 points in
Rangerland.
Rangerland, which the Rangers actually got booed off the ice during the second intermission. I had that game on waiting for the Oilers game to start. They were down 2-1 or something like that, and they got booed off the ice.
That's crazy. Damn.
So like Rangers fans not happy. Honestly, fair.
Also,
Oilers fans feeling much better.
Yeah. Also, do you want to know how many shots we allowed in all, through each period?
Yeah, lay it on me.
So 9 in the first,
That's good.
9 in the second,
That's consistent.
12 in the third.
Oh, we almost had it. But that's still pretty good.
Literally, I will take that. I will take that all day long.
100%.
That's
Honestly,
so fine.
It's time for me to go through here. Credit, shout out, love Jake Wallman. Dude, that dude blocks. He eats pucks.
6 block shots in that Rangers game. 6.
I was not entirely familiar with what Jake Wallman brought, other than I thought he was mostly an offensive-focused defenseman who could skate the puck really well. I did not realize how willing he is to eat pucks. And that is the exact kind of player we've been needing. And, I commend you. You eat pucks, and I love it, and you are fantastic. And I am so glad we traded for you, and we have you next season, too.
Literally, because when I saw that, going around that we were getting Jake Wallman, I was like, literally, who is this guy?
Yeah,
He's on the Sharks.
I literally texted you, we're getting Jake Wallman. And you're like, who the hell is that?
Yeah. I can't even try and be like, oh, yeah, I knew the whole time that he was going to be so good. No, I literally texted Tristan. I was like, who?
I told her she was the guy who gritties when he scores in overtime. And she's like, what? And I'm like, look it up.
And then I was like, oh, I know that guy. So he has been so good.
Yeah.
And I think he also adds a lighter mood
a little bit.
the room as well.
I think so. I mean, he talks about TikTok so much.
Yeah. I was going from my nap and was watching TikTok. Jake Wallman, you are me. I literally will lay in bed, watch TikTok until I fall asleep.
Yeah. Except Jake Wallman will eat a 90-mile-per-hour slap shot.
Yeah.
Or kilometer-per-hour, whatever.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
No, you wouldn't.
I don't know if you could even pay me, honestly.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But, I texted you, or did I text you? I think I texted you, or we were talking about what the lines could look like game 1 of the playoffs.
Yes.
Given how things have been kind of looking right now and how lines are clicking right now. So I want to just go through these hypotheticals. And I'm doing this off the dome. I have nothing in front of me. See, I can prove it. I got nothing. So we're doing this off the dome. Top line. Keep Skinner up there for now. Skinner.
Keep McDavid and Skinner together. Knobloch, I don't know what I have to do to have this happen, but please.
Yeah, Skinner, McDavid, Hyman. Top line.
Yep.
Got a shooter. You got your dog guy. You got McDavid to pass it around. Whatever. Second line. It's going to be a mean fucking line. Evander Kane, Leon Draisaitl, Trent Frederick.
Okay. I like it. I don't know how, actually possible it is. Sorry,
What do you mean
I'm,
actually possible?
I don't know if I see Nobby doing that.
Why not? They brought Frederick in not to be a center. I hope you know that.
I know. I'm just saying, I don't know how likely it is. I try and read Knobloch's brain, and 90% of the time I'm wrong. So chances are I'm wrong and you're right. But imagine that line. Kane and Frederick. And then you have Leon fucking Draisaitl, who takes penalties like a mofo or draws penalties. Yeah. Draws penalties like a mofo. And all 3 of them yapping in your ear all the time. Because in the earliest or the newest Oilers Plus video, they have Leon mic'd up in some of it. And you can just hear him. He's like, ha, nice try. Does not shut up the entire time. Mm-hmm. But neither does Nurse. Anyways, continue.
I'm just saying, with that line, you have Kane, who's Kane, Frederick, who's kind of a Kane-esque player.
Yeah.
And you got Draisaitl, who is literally the best player on the planet this year.
Yep.
I don't see how it doesn't work. And then if it doesn't, you can always throw Perry up there.
Yeah.
Or you can
that's
throw
true.
Brown up there. or you can do whatever.
I kind of like the thought of Brown up there.
I don't.
Okay.
I just not like night one of the playoffs.
That's fair.
Third line. I am keeping Podkolzin, Nuge, and Arvidsson together.
You have to.
They have been playing so well.
Yep. Don't move them up to second or anything like that. Just
No.
keep them the way they are.
And then your fourth line is, let's see if I can do this off the dome with the players I have left. Your fourth line is Brown, Rico, Perry.
Yep.
And Janmark, Kapanen, Ryan is your fifth line.
Yep.
And then the D is pretty much the same as it was last night. Ekholm, Bush, Nurse,
yeah.
Wallman, Kulak, Emberson, Klingberg, Stetcher.
Well, Emberson was scratched last night.
Was he?
Yeah, he didn't play.
Oh, yeah. Stetcher did play last night, didn't he?
So I would put in Emberson over Stetcher.
That's what I meant. But
Yeah. And also I wouldn't put in Klingberg. If I
that's what
had
I'm
an
saying.
extra
Stetcher,
spot.
Klingberg's your 7-8.
Yeah. Sorry, Stetch. Love you, but
Love you.
Emberson
but
is
we
just
got
a
Wallman
little
now.
bit bigger. And Wallman's bigger. And
If
he's
Stetcher
back.
was 6'1", he would be a top 3 defenseman in
Oh,
this league.
for sure.
But yeah, like that game last night against Utah was all vibes.
Yeah.
And that
it
had to
really
have felt
was.
so good for so many of those guys, like Podkolzin, who finally gets a goal, Arvidsson, who finds one, Nuge gets that shorty, Hyman buries 2 from tapping and banging at the door, Ekholm comes back and buries one, Connor does Connor things and uses his speed.
Yeah.
Man, I really thought later in the third when Kapanen went down 1-on-1, did that spinorama backhand, I thought he beat him.
I was like, who is doing that right now? And then I was like, 42, that's Kapanen. Or whatever number he is.
Yeah. I was like, what? Who's putting them in the spin cycle right now? You guys are up
Seriously.
7-1 with 6 minutes left, Kapanen. Calm down.
Yeah.
But no, they don't care. Skate on, foot on the boot on the throat.
Also, I'm kind of sad. I'm actually very sad that Leon didn't get a point last night.
Oh my God. Isn't
Like-
not the most Oilers thing ever for his 18-game point streak
Or-
to end in a game they won? They scored 7 goals?
It really is the most Oilers thing ever. Also, Utah didn't give a fuck about anybody but Leon. They were like, you know what? Everyone else on this team can have a multi-point night, but that German guy, don't even think about getting on the score sheet because it's not happening. Because seriously, all they did was worry about Leon all night.
No, 100%.
And I wish that he would have gotten a point last night because I'm peaking so bad. Sorry.
I know.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You just no, it's okay. You're just very emotional. Not
I
okay.
am.
No. Hold on. There's a lot of emotion in your voice.
Yes.
And so when you get going, you get loud, and that is
Exactly.
fine.
Yeah.
I can edit it.
Okay. Anyways,
I
so
almost I almost killed myself there.
that's okay. That's okay. I know I can usually know what you mean.
Yeah, you would have beat my ass though.
True.
If I just
I'm
sat here
just
and called
very
you
passionate.
emotional.
Yeah, true. God, catch me on any other day, and I would have been like, "The fuck." What was I saying? Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah. Leon doesn't score.
Leon doesn't.
They
score.
only cared about Leon.
Yeah. Oh, if he would have gotten a point last night, he would have broken Wayne Gretzky's point streak, which would have been so cool.
When we were up 6-0, and there was or whatever it was,
And
or
that power
5-1.
play, and they had the second unit on.
Yeah.
With-
Well, 1.5.
Yeah, and
It was
like
the second unit plus Leon.
yeah, and Dylan's like, oh, they have the first unit out there in a 6-1 game. I'm like, that's the second unit, bro. Skinner
Yeah.
doesn't go on the first unit. And he was like, oh, right. Ha. I was like, you silly goose. They just want to get Leon on the score sheet.
Yeah. No, 100%. It's sad it didn't happen, but you know what? It's okay.
It's okay.
'Cause I don't think Leon cares that much about it. I'm sure he's a little disappointed by it, but honestly, again, I feel like these guys are in the mindset of they want a cup.
Yeah.
Connor won 4 nations. He won game-winning goal, and he barely lifted that trophy.
Yeah.
You
I
think
mean,
Connor-
it would have been weird if he fully lifted it because I would have been like, bro, this trophy is one and done.
No, but like everyone else lifted it. Crosby, McKinnon, and like I get it. They've
Yeah,
all won
the-
cups. Blah 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 blah
the
blah blah.
guys
But
that
like
won
he still
cups.
could have lifted that cup with a little more effort than taking. He went like this, took 3 strides without a smile on his face, and dumped it off to fucking like a haggle or something. Like, come on,
Also,
Connor.
like Seth Jarvis did the same thing though. It was.
Yeah, but no one cares about Seth Jarvis.
I care about Seth Jarvis.
Yeah. We all know your feelings about Seth Jarvis, but like, McDavid won the game.
Yeah.
Seth Jarvis, was he even play that game?
Yes, he did.
Okay, well he played like 6 minutes.
Very limited ice time, but yes,
He played like
did.
6 minutes in that game.
Okay, but also that was like the same thing last night when Connor split the D with 3.3 seconds left and scored. Guy didn't even like,
Light work, no reaction.
yeah, none.
Light work, no reaction.
And then
Doesn't
when
need
he
one.
scored against the Rangers on Sunday, I saw Rangers fans like getting mad. They were like, "Oh, don't even look happy that you scored." I'm like, "Bro, he does this on a nightly basis. You want him to celebrate like it's his first goal every single night?"
Yeah, no, McDavid, unless it's like a big goal that he
Yeah.
knows, but like if it's just a goal, whatever.
Light work.
Light work,
No reaction. Like, and then him and Leon are giggling on the bench. I'm like, see, that
Yeah,
is
right.
what we're looking for, actually, Rangers fans.
Yeah, no, 100%. I it's maybe a little too early to declare them being fully back, but they're
Yeah.
they're back on the train
Yeah.
and they're no longer crawling alongside it.
Also, the Jets lost to Vancouver last night.
How?
I'm 96% sure. Just let me. This may be misinformation with Mac. It very
you're
well
100%
could be.
right. They lost 6-2.
6-2.
Canucks beat them 6-2.
Oh my God.
2 goals from Besser, 1 from Hoglander, 2 from Pia Suter, and 1 from Drew O'Connor. How many points? How many points? Wait. How many points did Elias Pettersson guess? Take a guess.
0.
He got 0.
Yeah. That was
wait,
an easy
hold
one.
on. Wait,
Oh.
was I looking at? Oh, EP40 got 1 point. I'm sorry, I was looking at Elias Pettersson 25. I accidentally looked at the defenseman.
Too many Elias Petterssons.
And then Marcus Pettersson also had a point.
Good for him.
But yeah, sorry, EP40. You did get an assist. Good job. Good, proud of you.
Okay, that is a low shot total for this game, though. They both only had faced. Hellebuck only faced 21.
Bro, that's 762. That save percentage is unreal.
That's insane. Okay, the Oilers better like take advantage of this on Thursday because you know that Hellebuck is going to want to redeem himself, but you just gotta like get some
Problem is,
early
the
ones.
Oilers tend to cook Hellebuck.
Do they?
Yeah. Usually Hellebuck, or at least usually Hellebuck's a non-issue in whether we win the game or not.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Say to cook him isn't probably not fair, but it's
Yeah.
usually not like oh man, Hellebuck goalied us. We lost
Yeah.
because we couldn't get a goal.
That's fair.
It's
that's
man,
fair.
we could have won that, but we gave up a goal to Kyle Connor on a power play.
Yeah, I agree. Also, my mom and stepdad are going to that game, so
Hey.
hope they have fun. I looked
fun.
at tickets today, and they were kind of expensive, so I won't be attending.
Yeah,
And I have $0.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So my stepdad is a very big Jets fan, and he has a Kyle Connor jersey.
Of course
So
he has a Kyle Connor
yeah.
jersey. Everyone wants a Connor jersey.
True. Everybody wants a Connor McDavid, but sometimes they have to settle for a Kyle Connor, unfortunately.
Or a Drew O'Connor if you're out in Vancouver.
Yep. Or a Connor Garland.
We got
We
the good Connor.
Yep. So I hope he
Connor
gets,
Brown,
like,
that is.
obviously.
Yeah, who are you talking about?
Like that guy, Connor McDavid. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Not really.
Yeah.
I'm more of a big Connor Brown guy.
Yeah,
Kind of
obviously.
carried the Erie Otters for a while.
Yeah, I did. I have heard that.
Okay.
So I hope he gets like lightly heckled, like not like really badly, but like lightly.
Yeah, little light heckling's fine.
And I hope my mom has a fantastic time, and I hope she'll probably wear her McDavid jersey because that's her boy. And I hope they have the best time because this is the first game that they're going to all year.
Oh, that's
and they're usually like, they go lots usually, but
Yeah.
just lives are busy right now.
Lives
So
are super busy.
shout out to my mom and Andy.
Shout out Mom and Andy.
Yep. Do you have?
No, I
Anything
think
else?
I've got nothing. I think we're wrapped up. I mean,
Yeah.
it is halfway through lunch because we had to come re-record.
Yeah.
But I think we got a full episode. I'm going to have to sit here and do some editing. I hope this turns out good.
My fingers are so crossed because I haven't worn headphones for the last 2 episodes. So
No, I mean, levels look fine. Listen, guys, if this episode sucks, blame her.
I have no problem taking the.
I have no idea why you blame her.
Yep.
I'm the one about to be trying to edit
You
this
can-
with no skill.
You
but
can literally blame me all day, every day. I can take it.
That's true. I blame her for most of my problems in
Exactly.
my life these days.
And sometimes we have rough days, so I have no problem taking it. And if things are weird, it's not our fault. We're still learning.
Yep, we're
Yep.
still learning. All right, thanks guys for watching.
Okay, bye.
See you.
Make sure to subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music.